as the team are running in back towards us. For the blades break. After going to pull up and roll. In opposition. For the four-way cross. Blades 3 and 4. Series of flick rolls. Less than a mini. Now that's just an awesome bit of kit. Well harmonised. So taking centre stage for some solo aerobatics, pulling straight up into a Lonsivac, is Andy Evans. Not only a former Red Arrow, but he used to be the executive officer of the Red Arrows. Just the most dynamic display on the Airshow circuit today, this. So as Andy disappears off down the end of the B-axis, running in from our left close formation. That's how good an aeroplane the Airshow 300 is. It is so accurate. Now Andy Evans has to work really hard here. He's going to do what's known as a lag pursuit roll. He's going to pull up to kill his airspeed, so that he's not overtaking the team by too much, but it still enables him to slot very neatly back into the back of the formation. Blade 2, Dave Slow, again a former Red Arrow. And Blade 3 is Mark Cutmore, known as Cutty to one and all. Mark used to be the Jaguar display pilot before he went on to the Red Arrows, and Dave Slow used to be the Harrier display pilot before they joined the Red Arrows. Very neat tight box formation there, as Andy Evans moves out from the slot position. Now watch this, this is unique to this team. Now, I used to work for Brian Lacombe's team, who did this with 2 aircraft, but I've never seen anybody do it with 4. Pulling up on the 45-degree line, in line abreast, hardest formation to fly, because the only person looking forward is the leader, everybody else is looking at the leader. It's very difficult to fly when you're looking to one side. Simultaneous 4-way stall turns. New for 2009, pulling up into a thing they call the snake, followed by the twizzle. Moving out of line of stern formation into echelon. The aircraft's built by Walter Extra GmbH at Dinslock, and in crazy formation. I don't know what's going on there, but nobody's pointing in the same direction. That cockpit canopy alone is 35 grand. It's optically perfect blown polycarbonate. So pulling up now in the snake. And then pulling down to crowd centre. To go into a thing they call the twizzle. Very smooth, very lyrical flying from the blades. And you really are looking at masters of their art. Now, do you want to do this? Do you want to have a go? Because you can. The Blades are Britain's smallest airline. They have the same certification to fly as British Airways do. You can fly in these aeroplanes, and you can fly in a full-on aerobatic display. Obviously, you're not going to be doing the really hard manoeuvres, because if you've never done them before, they'll probably squish you flat in the bottom of the cockpit. But the Blades actually take people flying. You can go to Sywell, or they will come to you. If you're a corporate customer, they will come to you and they will fly your guests in the aeroplanes. You can contact them on their website at www.theblades.biz. in box formation, pulling over the top and into the blade. Very good. That was close. That's blades 1 and 2, and I really wish they wouldn't do that. I mean, stall turning away from one another, fine. Stall turning towards one another, but if you thought that was close, watch this. In inverted mirror formation, separated by 2 meters, pulling up to the vertical, and they're going to stall turn left and right at the top of this manoeuvre. Oh, blimey, that's way too close. Just superb. That is just breathtaking. Every time I see that manoeuvre, my heart stops. It really does. You can see just how powerful this aeroplane is because you've got this huge vertical performance. Now look at this. They've gone over the top of the loop. They've gone over the top of those half loops. They've unloaded the aeroplane, so they're pointing slightly downhill. Now that means there's no aerodynamic load on the airplane. Blades 3 and 4 now, into the close brake. Normally leading the blades is squadron leader Andy Offer, former squadron leader, I beg his pardon. Now he actually formed the blades, and with his business partner, Wing Commander Chris Norton, they formed 2XL Aviation, bought the aeroplanes, got the whole thing sorted out. And it's typical of Andy. Attention to detail, tuned exhausts. Very close cross there. But then again, considering that's what they used to do in the Red Arrows, that's what they used to. Now watch, on the far side of the circle, they're going to cross again. That was close. Blades 1, 2 and 3. Speed of around about 260 miles an hour. Andy Evans in blade 4. Now what's he going to do with it? Airspeed decaying, kicking over the top. Rolled it on the way. Oh, inverted spin. He's let the aircraft spin, but he's upside down. Oh, that's just nasty. Oh, that hurts. Oh, beautiful. I hate inverted spins. Oh, just instant bad stomach, I'm afraid. And again, tumbling over the top of the half loop. Flick rolls decaying into an almost auto rotation, keeping it in knife edge down the diving 45. You fly this aeroplane on its side. You fly this aeroplane on its side or upside down just as well as the right way up. The wing is what we call a symmetrical section. It's curved the same, rolling round the smoke trail of the team leader today, Miles Garland. Now you know the Red Arrows do that. They do the roll around the smoke trail, but they don't do it while they're turning. It's not something you can do in the Hawk, but it is something you can do in the Extra 300. And again, another big lag pursuit roll. It's going to go high above them so he can turn his height into speed to drop right back into formation with an almost audible click. And there he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, back in swan formation. Gentlemen, pulling up to the vertical. For the bomb burst. But not your usual bomb burst. Rolling out of the top and then flick rolling down the 45.